Hello YouTubers. It's me once again, the charismatic anime fanatic RKO2582, here to give my SmackDown review for October the 21st, 2011. Let's not waste any time and get this review underway. Alright, we kicked off SmackDown tonight with the man himself, the WWE Champion, Alberto Del Rio! And you do already know. And of course, he was pretty much getting a huge pop from the Mexican crowd, of course. And he's pretty much addressing that I'm going to still be after vengeance, WWE Champion. And he's saying I can't compete tonight. And then, of course, Teddy Long comes out and pretty much saying like, "Oh, you can't compete tonight, huh?" And he's like, "Well," and he puts a show, Del Rio against the Big Show for the main event tonight on SmackDown. All right, we get on to our first match: Mark Henry, the Hall of Fame, against the Guru of Greatness, John Morrison. And Henry was pretty much dominating the match, and then Joe Morrison finally started to come back. He did his flying chuck, and I thought it was over here when he did his Starship Pain, but no, Mark Henry actually powered out of that move, and then of course, like Monday, he did another epic counter into the BAM! World's Strongest Slam. 1, 2, 3. Yo winner, the World Heavyweight Champion, Hall of Fame, Mark Henry, making him look strong going into this Sunday. Alright, we get a SummerSlam rematch between Wade Barrett and my boy D. Bryan. And this was a pretty good match, I'm not gonna lie. You had Daniel Bryan did a crucifix, just you thought where it was going for the wasteland at first. It was epic. Then Barrett does his woo bam black hole slam, epic. And you had Daniel Bryan do his front drop kick, and then of course he did his running lariat, and then Barrett did an impressive pump handle slam. But you thought Bryan was gonna do something in the mirror, but no. Wade Barrett hits the wham Wade slam. 1, 2, 3. Yo winner once again, Wade Bryan. Hate that damn Bryan has not been winning. It makes no sense that why they give him money bank if they're not going to do anything with him. But all I can do is pray for Bryan, man, at this point. Alright, we get on to a tag team match between the Great White Celtic Warrior Sheamus and Long Island IZ, Zack Ryder, against one more match, Christian and the U.S. champ, Dolph Ziggler. Ryder did an impressive back elbow in the match, and Sheamus was pretty much dominating this match once again, rolling, and I like that whoop, bam, Irish curse backbreaker on Ziggler. Yeah! And of course, he ends with a brogue kick onto Ziggler for the win, and Christian once again punks out, and pretty much, and once again getting ready for their match, this Sunday. Once again, Sheamus versus Christian. And also that Ziggler's going to pull double duty on Vengeance. Not only he has the tag match to worry about, he now has a U.S. title match as well. And against once again, Zack Ryder. Can't wait for those. And after during the commercial break, Christian spear. Sheamus once again. So Christian's looking strong going into Vengeance. Alright, we get my boy, the Intercontinental Champion, Cody Rhodes, addressing the WWE Universe and saying, I'm going to beat Randy Orton and I'm going to bag him again and once again and get my revenge for all the crap he put me through in Legacy, and I've grown since then, which I totally like. And then here comes Randy Orton, pretty much pissed out of his mind, and then Orton and Cody Rhodes brawl like I wanted them to, and then Rhodes ducked and covered and got away, and then Orton beat up on his baggers, pretty much being psycho once again. So, yep, Rhodes and Orton cannot wait for that. Rhodes for the win, baby. And we get on to one of the matches of the night. I think, in my opinion, this match was better than the one they had at Hell in a Cell, hands down. Sin Cara Azul against Sin Cara Negro. in a match for smash match, and I have to give WWE props for putting this in Mexico. So you know how that match stipulation is very, very, very important to the Mexican crowd. Very passionate fan, and they were passionate too, and I enjoyed this. And I'm happy that they were in this match more than our crowd in Hell in a Cell here in the U.S. All right, let's get on with the match. You had Sin Cara Azul, the springboard head scissors, and the splash, and then of course, yeah, Sin Cara Ned was pretty much dominating Azul most of the matches. He did a drop kick counter, a running lariat, a camel clutch, a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, up and over drop kick, and then of course a twister arm drag, and then Azul started coming back, and then by the end, he finally does the La Mystica move. Finally, he does it right. He had no choice for the tap out, and your winner, Sin Cara Azul, and now Sin Cara Negro had to unmask himself, and from the looks of it, he kind of looks like a Mexican Nathan. I'm dead serious. Just saying. And it was good, man. It was good, man. I have to say, that was the best Sin Cara Azul match since he arrived in WWE. Out of all the matches he had this year, this was his best one. Right now, I'm dead serious. My opinion. And we get on to a Divas of Doom promo, and they were looking smoking hot, by the way. Yeah. And they once again was saying, I'm not jealous. And just like, we're disappointing the fans for supporting the Barbies and stuff. And that submission that they've been using, it's official. It is now called Pin Up Strong. Good choice. And they say we're going to still get our quest to make Divas cry in our way. And then, of course, Eve comes out. And then she's saying, I used to respect you too and stuff. And then I will say this, as much as I hate Eve, hate the fact she has no personality, I was finally happy that she's showing some emotion. That's a start for her. That's all I'm gonna say. And then Eve pushes, Beth, and then I think I saw a little wardrobe malfunction with Beth's outfit. Just saying. All right, we get on to our main event with Alberto Del Rio, and well, it's a big show, and I have to say, this match wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. This match was a little better than the match they had way back over the summer, Capital Punishment. Well, my take on Del Rio, pretty much, get dominated by Show, and I like the Show was chopping the fool, and then Del Rio kept hitting him low, and then Show started to get back in, and Rio started, being technical and stuff, and then he actually has him in the cross arm breaker, his big arm and stuff, and then here comes Ricardo Rodriguez getting involved, pretty much ending in disqualification. You had Ricardo, boom, knocked out. You had Del Rio, bam, knocked out. And Henry was going to come in, nope, bam, knocked out. Big Show used the weapon match structure on all three of those jokers, and I'm going to pull Smokey. You all got knocked the fuck out. Yeah. Loved it. As much as I'm not a Big Show fan, I really enjoyed the fact he knocked all them suckers out. And pretty much making him look strong going into Vengeance. So Big Show's once again, building himself up for Vengeance. He's been owning ever since he returned a couple weeks ago. So that was my WWE SmackDown review for tonight. And be on the lookout for my Vengeance predictions, my Vengeance review, and of course, my countdown series to finish my Saturday morning block edition with my Kids WB show. So, anyways, this is your boy once again, RKO2582, aka AJ Lee Fanboy, signing off. Peace.